Welcome to the Overland podcast. Today we're talking about the Arsenal game that's happening on Tuesday night. Andrew, because City played us in the FA Cup on the weekend, it means Arsenal are back up to top spot. They have 74 points. They have played 33 games. They've won 23, drawn 5, and lost 5. Chelsea, on the other hand, are ninth. We have only played 31, and to be fair, some teams have even played 34 that are actually around us. I think West Ham being one of them, with 47 points. Our injuries are as follows. Nkunku is in partial training, as well as Sanchez and Ugo Chukwu. Chilwell is undergoing a medical assessment after his little cameo against City. Gusto is also undergoing medical assessment after a knock against City. Cole Palmer is ill and has not reported for training today and probably won't be able to play tomorrow. And then Colwill, Fofana, James, and Lavia are all continuing their rehabilitation program. So,
So Levi Colwell's.
Yeah.
Is that Levi Colwell?
Yeah. Colwill, Fofana, James,
back.
and Lavia. Huh?
So, okay. I thought Colwell was supposed to almost be back for the City game.
Yes, he was. And James was supposed to be back a few months ago. So was Lavia. And so was Fofana. So, yes. And Arsenal have 2 injuries at the moment, which is Timber, who is expected back next month, and Tomiyasu, who is due to be back tomorrow. Other than that, fully fit squad.
Must be nice.
Oh, it must be tickety-boo for them. With all that being said, I mean, is this just a game where we can help maybe decide who wins the Premier League? Is this what this game has come to now?
Basically.
Yeah.
Effectively, all games are now semi-meaningless for us other than moving up the table slightly. Maybe we could get... The best we can get up to is, I think, 6th. I think that's where there's a big gap between 6th and 7th. Or maybe it's 5th and 6th. No, there's a big gap between 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Where Tottenham are on 60 and I think United are on 50 or were on 50 before the weekend. Oh, they played FA Cup, didn't they? So, yeah. So, in effect, yes. And do I want Arsenal winning the title? No. Purely because I can't stand their fans. I'd like all the others. Do you know what? I'll let City win it.
Yes, go on. I was about to say. I was about to ask the question.
I don't like Liverpool fans. I don't like Arsenal fans.
I love it.
I don't even know any City fans really anymore. So,
do you know what? And they wear blue. I was like, they wear blue. So fuck it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's part of the course. Let them do it. Arsenal bottled it. That'd be great.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want Arsenal to win it because you wouldn't hear the end of it for fucking ages from Arsenal fans, and it's like, well, you've had nothing to cheer about since an FA Cup, God knows how many years ago. Probably what, 10?
No, it was like 3 years ago. They beat us in the final like 3 or 4 years ago.
Maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll go with that. And Liverpool, yeah, we all know I can't stand Liverpool. Don't want to see them win anything. So, you've said this before. I'm curious to sort of for you to extend on it a little bit more now, where you've talked about certain players playing for their place because obviously, certain players haven't been good enough. Certain players are looking to be sold for financial fair play. Excuse me. So I do feel it's quite an interesting position that we are in with regards to coming to an end of a season, seeing who we want to keep, who we want to get rid of. In the sense that, because we've got the financial fair play to think about with regards to making a certain amount of money by a certain date. And if we don't do that, we don't know what the penalty will be yet, to a certain extent. But then also, are we not limited with regards to what we can do with our team because of, A, the prices that we have spent on certain players, and then B, the contract length that certain players are on, just quickly?
That sounded like 5 questions in one. Um,
Yeah, I'm good at that.
yes, it's difficult. It's probably very difficult to sell a lot of our players unless they're going to get better wages somewhere else. I don't think the players that we would sell would be the ones that would get decent contracts and have a chance somewhere else. If someone else taking them that would pay those wages and pay us a fee that means that we don't lose money for FFP. So I think there's a number of players that we're kind of lumbered with, and hopefully will turn out something better and improve. I think more for me, I'd like to see some of the players that haven't really had a chance because of injury or they're too young. So I'd like to see Casadei get a chance between now and the end of the season. I'd like to
Yep.
see Chukwuemeka get some games between now and the start of the season. Although
Yeah.
that in behind the striker position looks like it's probably going to be Cole Palmer's, so it makes it slightly more difficult. But he's done a decent job for us on the left when he's played there, so I wouldn't be against sticking him out the left.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go straight into starting 11s then, and you can.
But not for this game because we need to try and beat Arsenal or at least get points off them.
Fair enough.
So I'm more than willing to give them a chance in games, but this game is effectively now a cup final for us in terms of the only thing that can win the fans back fully on, well, not fully on side, but I think the only real opportunities that the Poch and the team have of getting some feel good factor back for the Chelsea boys and the Chelsea fans is to try and beat Arsenal and beat Tottenham.
Beating Tottenham's a massive one. It does kind of remind me of that season where Leicester won, and we had such an awful season, and it literally came down to potentially losing at the Bridge, which we hadn't done in the Premier League era um, since '94. No, 1990. We hadn't lost to them in the Bridge, sorry, since 1990, 12th of February 1990, because I was born 2 days later. To Spurs, and yeah, that would have been the icing on the cake for probably what would have been one of the worst seasons, if not the worst season in my lifetime as a Chelsea fan. So yeah, I don't think losing to Spurs is an option.
Well, we're in a similar position with Arsenal, right? Where we won't put a nail in a coffin, but we can shut the door a little bit. Obviously, City still need to turn it on, and I think City will probably win the vast majority of their games for the rest of the season, based on the fact that they're not really playing for anything else either. Well, they got the FA Cup, I guess, but there's one more game after the Premier League season's over. They don't have Champions League to worry about.
Yeah, they can
So
still double. So
yeah, yeah. Let's do the starting 11.
cool.
Try and piece something together.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go first. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
All right. I think this is probably going to be one of the slightly sketchy teams I've put out.
Okay. Are you assuming that Gusto can't play?
Yeah, I am, mate. I mean, the bloke's been struggling for weeks, to be fair. Chilwell's been struggling for weeks. It's just ridiculous. So, you know, um, like I said, I'd like us to beat Arsenal, but I don't think the boys have got it in them either, if I'm brutally honest. After that, I mean, I meant to say to you actually in the last game, just have a think about it while I'm doing the team. But what did you think about Madueke getting caught joking around with Jack Grealish behind Thiago Silva? Not saying it's anything to do with Thiago Silva crying about the game, but it doesn't make a good picture with regards to generations and two different types of players and how they feel about losing. Do you know what I mean? I just don't. Like I said, I just don't think some of these players really have that competitiveness side in them, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go with Dizazi. I'll make this really fucking quick because it's just insane. Chalobah, Silva. Do you know what? We will give it to Cucurella. I am going to go with, looking at the wrong section, Caicedo. Do you know what? I am going to drop Enzo. Apparently, he's still got a hernia issue and he's still about having an operation on it. Don't know how
Great.
old that is, but I think that's still a relatively new thing that's happening. So I am going to do that. I am going to put on Carney. Again, just something a little bit different. It worked really well with Caicedo and Gallagher. And then I'm gonna go with Noni, who some fans wanting out the club. Mudrick and can't hit a barn door Jackson. Who also people want out the club now. Yeah, that's the team that I'm going for. It's not the team that I would obviously normally choose, but yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. I think the only two differences you're going to get from Poch is Sterling on, which I fucking well hope doesn't happen, and then the other one is Enzo will start instead of Carney, and you're going to put Gallagher up top. But that's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, I think with Arsenal being a big side that are good at set pieces as well, I quite like the thought of having them on because I was thinking about putting Casadei in just purely for his size.
I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong, I like him. I'd like to have seen him play more, and I think he could have. I think he could have done more in certain games. If I'm brutally honest, you know, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but like you said, it's a big game. London rivals. We don't really want to see them win. I think every Chelsea fan would probably say, yeah, we'd rather see City win out the three. Um, but maybe he can come on and do something because I don't think Carney can do a full 90.
No, part of me's thinking about putting Carney at left wing, taking Mudryk off, pushing Gallagher forward, and playing Casadei just to get that extra bit of
It's
height.
not bad. It's different. Is that what you're going for, or
Yeah,
yeah? All right. I think it's the first game Cole's not been able to play for God since he's really joined.
yeah. I mean, he might be back. Fingers crossed that he's back and fit. And
Do you know what? I wouldn't. I
they've
wouldn't,
just
wouldn't risk him. Don't see the point in it.
well, if it's just illness though,
The last thing.
Casadei.
Sorry, thank you. I said, mate, I'm a walking zombie at the moment. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not anti that either. To be fair, I'm not anti that. I'd be intrigued to see Mudryk get just a few more games on the left wing or even in the middle. But I think Gallagher should play there. So
yeah.
yeah, how do you see the game going, Andrew? Obviously, morale's going to be all over the place.
Well, hopefully, we come out with a point to prove, and we score 5 in the first half. I don't think that's particularly likely. So, I think it. Well, I don't think it'll be cagey. I think we're going to need to score 2 to get anything out of the game.
Yeah, I've already got my score prediction, and I don't think it'll be the same as yours.
What is it?
2-2.
That's where it's headed.
What are you?
Yeah, because once I made I got it in my head that we need to score 2 to get something out of the game. 2-2's where I was. 2-1 win. Why not? Let's be positive.
As positive as you want. Who's scoring for you? Well, Gusto can't be on the score sheet because he's not playing. So we're gonna give it to Zazie and Caicedo this week.
I mean, Dezazzi might get a goal.
It's not a bad shout.
Dezazzi might get a goal.
No, I doubt it.
So do I, but set piece. He seems to be a bit of a fox in the box at set pieces occasionally. So
I mean, to be fair,
maybe.
he's got 2 all season.
Yeah, so it's plausible.
Fair.
Goal scorers, I'm going to go with Conor Gallagher and Cucurella. He scored a few weeks ago at
Cucurella.
back post. I think he's got one in him. I didn't say at which end.
I mean, that's more like no. Do
Yeah.
you know? No, do you know what? I'm actually gonna give him a bit of credit here. Like, I actually think he's done better in the second half of the season. He's just he's got his body in the way. I don't think he puts enough into tackles half the time. I think he's still a bit suspect. Not as bad as other players, but he gets his body in the way. He's made some good blocks, and
It's
he doesn't want
such
to
a
let the ball
weird
go over the
week
top
to
of
talk
him.
about that after he failed to block Bernardo Silva's shot and kind of did a weird like dive rather than. I think if he stands up straight, he can block it, but he decided to throw himself. But like he's
I
trying to
mean,
throw himself forward, which just made himself smaller.
to be
So
honest,
I think he's been all right this season. To be honest,
I don't remember. There were people all over the place in for that goal. It was good movement from Man City at the end of the day. You know, I'm not gonna. They defended so well, and I'm not gonna start slating them when there are players like they're in the pitch that were just awful with trying to score a goal. And
yeah,
Jackson should have had a fucking hat trick. So fuck it, but that's the different game. So we're not talking about that. I'm gonna go with Carney and Gallagher.
nice.
That's what I'm going for. It is obviously away as well, so it won't be an easy game. Um, they're doing well. Let's face it. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see what happens, and hopefully we get 3 points. But do you know what? Even if we take a point off them, I'd be happy with that. Anything else that you want to add for this episode, Andrew? No,
Nope.
lovely stuff. Right, in that case, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, hit that notification button, and stay tuned for the post game analysis. Thank you all for watching.